Hello everybody and welcome to Dream Team Tonic.
You could have got Joe Linton in. I saw you were tipping him on Twitter, Tony.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dream Team Tonic, episode 23 on this Sunday evening, 11th of April. Currently the Arsenal game, Arsenal versus Sheffield United, is still in play, so anything that we do discuss is before then. With me as usual, co-host Ben. Are you there, Ben?
How you doing?
All right, mate. And James, are you there, pal?
I'm here, Tony.
Good stuff. So we're all here to discuss another week of crazy results and other things, all Dream Team related. So we will jump straight in with your team, James. You want to give us the lowdown on that?
Well, yeah. Basically, Tony, in summary, I've had a defensive nightmare, a midfield nightmare, and a forward line nightmare. Basically, my back line got me 4 points. 2 from Maguire, 2 from Cancelo. Obviously, Chelsea didn't annoyingly let a goal slip. So I've only got 4 points from my entire defence. But saying that, it's so far only Wolves have got a clean sheet, so I think everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah.
Annoyingly, I'm a massive victim of Pep Roulette this week. 3 out of my 4 midfielders didn't start, which was Foden, Gundo, and KDB. I think Foden and Gundo came on, but didn't do anything. Do you know what? I actually put a bet on City losing, believe it or not, because I looked at that team and I thought, even for Pep, that is going a bit too far.
Yeah, a bit disjointed, weren't it?
Yeah, and they lost. You know, I know, albeit to a 93rd minute goal or something. But yeah. So he's clearly saving his team for Europe, which is understandable because they've got a fairly comfortable lead at the top of the table.
Yeah.
So I'm on 12 points so far this week. So my team need to buck their ideas up for the midweek Euro fixtures, I think.
Yeah, I say another round of games, isn't there?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you'll be digging a few more points out. That Pep Roulette were harsh. So let's have a look at your team then, Ben.
Yeah, 16 points so far. Not a bad week. Well, considering everyone's clean sheets have been wiped out.
Yeah.
I've gone for a couple of transfers. I've got fed up of the Pep Roulette, so I brought in the main man at Chelsea, Mason Mount.
Oh, top guy.
Brought him in for Gundogan. He was on the bench again, weren't he, in the league?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get the maximum fixtures possible. So I think Mount's going to play every game now till the end of the month.
Yeah.
He got 5 points. He got an assist. So that's good. And then I brought in one player I took out a few weeks ago, Antonio Rudiger.
Yeah.
See, I had Harry Maguire, and he was suspended for the second leg in Granada against Granada. So I've seen that there's a 4-for-2 opportunity. Chelsea have got 2 double game weeks the next 2 weeks, and Man United's got, obviously, Maguire's suspended for the Granada second game, and then they play Burnley next week, and that's it. So they haven't got a second fixture. So I've brought Rudiger back in, got 4-for-2, and he got 3 points. So Salah has got a goal, and that's about it, really. Everyone else is blanked.
Yeah, there's not much happening, is there?
Yeah, is there European games still to come, though?
Yeah, that's it. Another round of fixtures.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, it's been quite a weekend, to be fair. I weren't as savvy with a Maguire suspension in midweek. and it was a bit of a last minute decision when I seen the City lineup. Again, wanted to get away. I had Diaz in. I just thought I'd go for Maguire. He loves a star man. Just a bit of United coverage. I know there's quite a lot of teams with Maguire in, and he keeps eating away at my leads and stuff. So I brought in Maguire, not knowing he were suspended. Nice one, Ben.
Sorry about that. I've been working all weekend. It's been a nightmare.
I forgive you, mate. I forgive you. So yeah, Maguire in, and I know everyone might see there just further up because there's not much else going on with the team. I had Mount 5 points, Rudiger 3 points. Gutted about that Chelsea clean sheet, but if you look further up, Timo Werner's still sat there, and and I promise you this. I was trying to get rid of him, and I couldn't. I brought Maguire in. I made that sub, and I put my phone back in my pocket. That's it. I'll see that later on. We'll tidy Werner up after. Then when I've gone to do it, I didn't have enough for what I wanted to do.
Oh.
And even when he were benched, I thought I just got to leave him in. There's nothing.
You could have got Joe Linton in. I saw you were tipping him on Twitter, Tony.
Well, he was an option. But yeah. So the way it stands at the minute is Timo Werner is still in my team for another week. He's only in this team. To be fair, the teams that are quite higher up in the league, those two I did bring in Rashford for Werner. Rashford, the guy who I was slagging off in the last pod. About his goal scoring record, and he's now got 2 in 2 or 2 in 3 because he didn't score today. So yeah, I don't know who I'm going to slag off today, but whoever it is, get him in your team because he seemed to do all right. So yeah, it's the same as everyone. There's not many points knocking around there, is there?
No. You should get Iheanacho. I can't even say his name. Iheanacho in next week before the price rises.
I did have him in, didn't I? In my other team, as towards the end of last month, I brought him in for that big haul against United.
Yeah.
But I took him out for Jota, which wasn't a bad move because then Jota got the haul, and then. But yeah, I wish I'd had them both because. He seems on fire at the minute, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got a double game week next week, so it might be worth bringing him if you've got a transfer.
And some nice fixtures too.
Yeah, nice run of games.
Yeah. I mean, I've still got 2 chances in this team. Again, that lineup for City, I think that's a sign of things to come in it moving forward. I've got to get away from City players now.
Yeah, nightmare.
Unless
Diaz got rotated. What you say?
Unless they get knocked out of the Champions League, then you might obviously see a bit more stability to the team. But not a ridiculous start weekend. But I think we've come to expect it, though, haven't we?
Yeah.
So it's not too much of a surprise. Right, over to the top 1K ownership. James, you want to have a run through that, mate?
Yep. So before I run through the top 5 or so, I'd just like to say I noticed Timo Werner has disappeared from the top 1K ownership for the first time this season.
He won't be back again.
I don't think he's coming back, no. So at the top, no surprises there. We have Bruno Fernandes on 98.6%. Closely followed by Kevin De Bruyne on 95.5%. Harry Kane, only 86.8%. You'd think he'd be a bit higher than that. With all the points he's racking up. Ruben Diaz, 75.9% in 4th place. João Cancelo, 68.9% in 5th place. And then in 6th, you've got Mohamed Salah at 68.2%.
Back in form.
Yeah. He's doing well, actually. And I don't know if you noticed, Mane was dropped this week because his form's been terrible. So Salah's been chipping away. Well, sorry, he's not been as explosive as the first couple of seasons, but I still think he still looks sharp. He's not. He's missing a few chances, but he's getting a lot of shots on goal. So he has got a couple in the last couple of games. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything surprising you there, Ben? Other than Werner not being on?
No, not really. Obviously, people left Aubameyang in there because they thought he'd play against Sheffield United, but apparently he's got the flu, so I don't know what's happened
Yeah.
there. He's not played tonight.
Yes. So, a lot of like people there up there, Ruben Diaz, quite high ownership. Obviously, Cancelo, a lot of City assets on there. Do you think people are going to start moving away from it?
Yeah, Diaz has dropped down a bit. He was up the 90% at one point.
Yeah. So a lot of people took him out. Obviously, seen that lineup at weekend, and then they've got Dortmund away, haven't they?
Yeah.
Midweek. Yeah. So you can't be seeing a clean sheet there, really. Not with some of the attacking talent on offer there. Yeah. We'll go on
It's
to
going to be tough for them to get through that game.
It is. It could change massively. I think they've got 6 Premier League games left. They've got a cup final and a cup semi-final. All right. And then obviously the Dortmund game. But yeah, if they exit Europe, it'd be quite interesting to see. Especially if they do wrap the title up, you get a lot of players with the Euros round the corner. You do get a lot of players that don't want to get injured. They start to take their foot off the pedal, don't they?
Yeah.
See that quite a lot. We'll go on to the ins, most transferred ins since last week. And we've got top of the shop, Diogo Jota, 24,000. Massive.
Yeah.
I think I kind of thought there'd be a big influx the week previous. Obviously, then after his haul again, he's got some more suitors. So 24,000 transferred him in. Wise move. Mason Mount, again, Mr. Consistent. He's consistently picking up points, little assists and 7 ratings here and there, goals, really well. Lingard is up there, 11,000 transfers in. 3.3 million. Would you be taking a punt on Lingard, chaps?
Interesting one. They've only got Premier League fixtures, haven't they? That's the only thing.
It's the big thing of form and fixtures, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's absolutely on fire. Another 2 goals today. It's one to ponder over.
Yeah.
Rashford's on there, 10k in. De Bruyne still picking up more owners, 8,000. Salah, 8,000 as well, same as De Bruyne. Kane, 6,900. Excuse me. Further down the list, we've got the likes of Maddison, 2,000, nearly 2,000 transferring Maddison in. He weren't in the squad today, were he, Ben?
No, been a naughty boy.
Yeah, some angry Dream Team managers as well.
He's been out partying, the little bugger, at Jose Perez's house.
It's not good.
Chowdhury, even Wes Morgan was there, and he's supposed to be the club captain. He should know better.
Yeah, he's got a back injury at the moment. I suppose he was bored and thought, you know what, I could do with a bit of a party.
Harvey Barnes was there as well.
Jamie
Vardy weren't having a party. He was at home with the missus.
Brilliant.
Yeah, going back to Lingard.
Yeah, go on.
It seems to be this weekend. It's starting to make me think about form over fixtures, rather fixtures over form. Because I always usually go for the fixtures players that got more fixtures than the form players every time.
Yeah.
But looking at Lingard, God, what's he got now? 11 goals in 11 games?
Yeah, something silly like that.
Yeah, 11 goals, 11 games, and 3 assists. If he's going to be getting 8 points a game or something like that, it might be worth bringing in. He's got a nice fixture next week as well. He's got Newcastle. So
fill his boots there, won't he?
you'd think so. He's playing like this.
In fact, the only difficult game they've got until the end of the season really is Chelsea,
Yeah.
and that's at home. I mean, I suppose Everton you could say was a tricky fixture maybe, but yeah, I mean, they've got Burnley, West Brom. I suppose those got the likes of West Brom might still be fighting by their lives, but I reckon they'll be relegated by the last but one weekend. Yeah, there's some nice fixtures there for West Ham.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the other fella is Ian Acho. He just keeps banging him in.
Yeah.
He's got 11 goals in 10 games now.
Yeah, it's a couple of players that wouldn't really be rolling off the tongue kind of thing 3 or 4 weeks ago.
No. But like, if you're looking for a third striker or a fourth midfielder, you might as well put them in. If they're going to be banging them in every week,
Yeah,
at least they're playing every game as well.
that's true.
You've got Gundogan and Foden and Mahrez are getting rotated. Even De Bruyne's getting rotated now.
Yeah.
You don't know where. You know what I mean? Werner's got rotated, and obviously he's not playing that good at the minute. But for value, you could go straight to Iheanacho or Jota, couldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's something I'm contemplating at the minute. Is Werner to Iheanacho? Why not?
I'd rather go an Iheanacho than Lingard, because Leicester have actually got a fairly full fixture list compared to they've got an extra fixture over the West Ham at least in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it. I did actually say to someone on Twitter, if you're feeling brave, you could go Iheanacho.
I've seen that. I did clock that one.
Yeah.
And
Because
when he
those
scored his
fixtures are
second,
pretty nice. But then you're gonna have to reconsider those last 3 games for Leicester. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham. You probably want to jump off at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scored 2 against United though in the cup, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
So
sometimes, I think we've discussed this before. Sometimes them games suit Leicester, don't they?
Yeah.
Against the bigger sides. Sorry, West Ham, but against the bigger sides, it does sometimes seem to suit Leicester's style of play. It'll be one to watch with interest. Iheanacho and Lingard, definitely options. Like you say, they'll be playing every game, failing injuries. Compared to like you say, Gundogan, a Foden, we just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to be happening with them. So yeah, let's go on to the outs, Ben.
Right.
Most transferred out since last week.
Yeah. Guess who's on the top of the list? Gareth Bale.
Still there.
Yeah. 13,000 transfers out. Surprised they haven't transferred it out before. Like, the other man is on there, Son, who's got a double game week next week. They've transferred him out 8,000 people, and he scored tonight.
Yeah.
Gundogan 7,000 transfers out because he wasn't in the team.
Yeah.
So,
expected that, innit?
Yeah, I took him out a few teams. Grealish 7,000, not back again. Had another setback.
Yeah.
Aubameyang 6,000 teams. Must have seen the news.
Yeah.
Took him out for Lacazette or something like that. Werner 6,000 teams. Tierney injured 4,000 teams.
He can't keep fit, can he, Tierney?
No,
it's a shame because he's not a bad little player, is he? But yeah, he's just injured all the time.
You seen who's played left back tonight for Arsenal?
Yeah, I had a look. They stuck Xhaka back there, didn't they?
Yeah, Saka's playing there.
Yeah, must be desperate.
And he's the next man on the list. 3,000 transfers out. No clean sheet bonus for Saka.
Yeah, he won't be scoring from back there.
Yeah, that's probably the top 6 or 7 there. What, anybody on there you surprised about?
No, I don't think there's much surprise there. Is there Bale? Obviously, absolute exodus. Bale and Son.
What about Mendy, the goalie?
Yeah, it's a strange one. It's only a small amount, obviously transferring him out, but yeah, strange move. Who would you be going to?
I know.
Very, very strange one.
Ben, were you getting your Sakas and your Xhakas mixed up? Because
No.
according to my FOTMob app, Granit Xhaka was playing left back.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, they've changed it because when I looked at the start of the game, it said Saka was left back.
Right. Yeah. It must. You know, Saka's playing number 10 role by the looks of it, but
Oh,
no,
right.
Granit Xhaka, and that's much more of a surprise than Saka because
I
Saka
thought,
has actually played there. But
yeah. I
yeah,
thought you said Shaka when you said it there. Shaka, Saka, Laka.
It,
do sound the
Like they
same,
call,
don't they? Yeah.
like they call one Grant and one Saka.
I know.
Let's have done with
Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan.
it. Right, that's the transferred out sorted. On to the listeners' questions. So straight off the bat, Fergie's apprentice. He has one transfer left, and his rival has three. What do you recommend? Is he best to hold it in case of an injury, or towards the last week of transfers to get a head start next month? What do you guys reckon? Go on, James.
I think it's impossible to answer that question without seeing the team. If I'm totally honest, if you haven't got any injuries and your players are doing all right, yeah, by all means save it for that injury that might happen. But if you've got a player that's underperforming, make the change now. Get those extra points in. I say,
Yeah.
don't hold back just because your rival's got three. This is about your team and getting the most points that you can.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Ben?
Yeah, if you've got injuries, just use it. But or if there's a player that you really, really want, and he's definitely better than the player you're taking out, do it. But
Yeah.
I do like to keep transfers until the last week if I can. But if I can't, then just use it.
Yeah, definitely. It's not a competition holding the transfers to the end of the month. If you're happy with your team, you're happy with your 11, just keep that transfer like for an injury. And if there's no injury, hopefully you get to end that month. You've got one or two transfers left, then you get a head start for the next month, which is always good.
Yeah, I wasn't going to take Gundogan out this week, but when I seen he wasn't in the lineup, and then I thought Mount will play every game, and everything's going through Mount at the minute at Chelsea. I just thought,
Yeah.
I've got to put him in.
Yeah,
Gundogan might miss a game next week as well.
yeah. That's using them well, isn't it? Using a transfer well. That. I think that answers it enough. I don't think you can't really give you a proper in-depth answer to that without knowing the team, knowing the situation. But yeah, it's not a race to have the most transfers, so just use them as and when they're needed. Right, on to Ian, FPL Torden Hall. Is it time to ditch the City assets? Go on, Ben. You can start with this first because I think you've been ditching them this weekend, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, if your City assets aren't playing, definitely. The only thing I advise against taking out is De Bruyne because he can hurt your big style, and possibly Diaz because Diaz will play every game now. He's just had one rest. He usually has one rest every 15 games or something, for example.
Yeah.
Mind you, Ake's back, isn't he, as well now?
But he
muddy
doesn't
the
look
water.
good enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah.
And Laporte's the left-sided centre-back as well, and he's going to be in front of Ake unless they play Laporte left-back. But they've got so many options. It's not worth keeping them if they're going to be rotating.
Yeah.
That left-hand side is chocker.
Yeah.
Cancelo, Zinchenko, Mendy, Laporte, Ake, all play that left-hand side.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The only counter to that argument, just to sort of play devil's advocate a bit, is that City are still in 4 competitions, so they're going to have more fixtures than anyone else in the entire league left. So just even if your player misses one, he might make up for it with that FA Cup game, or they're going to have. They're still until they go out of one of these competitions. They're going to have more fixtures than anyone else.
Yeah, completely true.
Yeah.
I think, like you say, you see the lineups this week, and you know they're playing midweek. So, like you say, you took Gundo out, but you know he's going to be starting in midweek.
Yeah.
It's the danger of you took him out and then maybe he bangs in midweek.
Yeah, Gundo will play against Dortmund. Then I think he might be resting against Villa. Then he'll play Chelsea in the semi-final of the FA Cup, and he'll play the Carabao Cup final. And then they've got the Champions League semi-final if they qualify. He'll probably play that as well. But I just thought Mount is on fire at the minute, and he's playing every game.
Definitely a sensible transfer.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that transfer.
In that scenario, I totally agree with Mount because you can be a bit more sure that he's going to play, get more minutes. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, won't be doing any sideways moves. You won't be taking out Mahrez to put Foden in. Things like that, because they're just as rotating as quick as anything.
See, Mahrez and Foden are bad for that, isn't it? It's like if you take them out, they'll go and get 13 points.
Yeah.
And if you leave them in, they'll do nothing for weeks. They won't play, and then they'll come in and then they'll score 2 goals. Nightmare,
it's
isn't it?
True. It's true. You recommend taking out a City player, then next thing you know, is there posting big points, aren't they? But
yeah,
just I think maybe it is time to be getting rid of a certain few. I think we spoke about the games that they have got defensively. Obviously conceding 2 against Leeds with a makeshift side. They conceded late on against Dortmund. They've got Dortmund away next. I think, the defensive assets I wouldn't be holding on to too much. But
yeah, and I was looking at the fixtures as well. Obviously, so that if Gundogan plays Dortmund, then he plays Chelsea, then he plays Tottenham. They're all tough teams, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then Mount's got Porto, Brighton, then Man City, then West Ham. So it's a bit of a better fixture run.
Yeah, and when you're on about form and fixtures as well, I mean, Mason Mount is on form, absolutely on fire. He's up there with like the Lingards and Iheanachos for form. So yeah, it's a good move. What have you been doing yours, James? What were your City assets?
Well, I've stuck at the moment. I've got Gundogan, KDB, and Foden in the midfield. I'm getting a little bit twitchy, but I was going to get rid of. Foden was on the chopping block the other week, and then he comes on and scores. It's a difficult one. I do like them. I do like that Mason Mount shout because he does seem to be on form, and they're still in Europe.
Yeah.
And I think I'd be quite tempted to look at somebody like Mount to get rid of for either Gundogan or Foden.
Yeah.
I won't be getting rid of KDB anytime soon.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Did you see Pulisic got a couple of goals?
Yeah, 3 and 2 now.
But he's gonna get rotated. That's the trouble, I think.
Yeah, and he went off injured last week half time, didn't he?
He's always getting injured, isn't he? That's the thing. He's one of those players, I think.
Yeah.
That's why they call him Pulisic.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't rely on his injury record. I think he's had one bad one, hasn't he? And then all of a sudden that's it. Now he just seems to forever be on the sick bed. But yeah, a couple of goals, cheap, differential.
Yeah.
But again, he's a rotation risk. I think Mount's a little bit more nailed, isn't he?
He's key to that team, isn't he?
Definitely. Yeah.
He can play in any position as well. So he just gets shifted around. You know what I mean? He's always playing.
Yeah, I mean, you rewind 2 years ago, you won't be thinking this about Mason Mount.
No.
Saying how pivotal he is to a Chelsea side. even for England now, I think you got to find a place for him in the England side as well. He's absolutely brilliant,
Definitely.
turning into a complete midfielder. Yeah, it's really good to watch. There's my weekly Mason Mount plug. Tony Mount.
Tony Mount, yeah.
As a call, we'll sort it out. I'll give you my bank details. But yeah, Mason Mount, top guy. On to the next question. Pete's been on. He's only ever played Dream Team, and obviously we have touched now and again on other fantasy football formats we do throughout the pod. Are the tactics different for fantasy football, other games to the Dream Team? We'll go to James for this.
Yep. Pretty much every single fantasy football format has its own little quirks and ways to score. I mean, it's Sky Game. It's all about your captains. Not that I play Sky, but I know a few people that do. And of course, you've got a bigger player pool there because in the Sky Game, you get passes, you get points for number of passes and other key attributes that aren't necessarily just about scoring goals. So the Sky is very much different in that respect. In FPL, that's only like the Sky Game. It's only the Premier League, so it actually gives you access to a lot more players and teams because they've all got the same number of fixtures. Of course, you do get postponements and things like that, so you need to plan your transfers around double game weeks and blank fixtures like you do in a lot of games. And of course, in the FPL Fantasy Premier League, you've got some chips as well. So you get a bench boost that allows you to get points from your bench for 1 week. You've got your triple captain, which is self-explanatory, and you've got your free hit, which allows you to pick whatever team you like. And once during that season, for the particular game week. Telegraph's all about using your transfers at the right time, I think. You've got something like 30 transfers. You can use up to 5 a week, so you can burn through them pretty quickly. But I think the key to doing well in the Telegraph game is to plan your transfers so that you're getting your 4 for 2s or whatever it is, i.e. 4 games for...
Yeah.
If you bring in a player that's got four games and you're replacing a player that's only got 2, that's where you sort of make your gains in Telegraph. There's no captain or anything in that. And of course, Fan Team is very much like the FPL game, very similar points and prices, etc.
Yeah, I mean, if you're obviously really well put by James, I think he's explained everything. I think if you're looking to get involved in other games, drop us a message, Pete. I think we're going to be running a community team in FPL next year, as well as Dream Team. And I think we might be touching on it in Sky as well, in Sky Fantasy Football. So if you're interested, just give us a message, get you involved, and give you a heads up, give you a bit of a leg up on how to play it. Ben's pretty nifty at Sky Fantasy Football. You're doing quite well in that, aren't you, Ben?
Yeah, I'm doing quite well, apart from yesterday. Well, I'm still in the top 40, so I'm all right. And I've captained Lingard today, so double points.
So not so bad there.
Did your wife overtake you, Ben?
No, she's got this thing about Dallas. She just, because he keeps scoring and he gets big hauls because he gets passing bonus, tackle bonus. What else does he get? Goals. So you get extra points for a defender. You get 7 points for a goal in Sky. So he's a defender on that as well. So he's a bit of a points machine. And so I just thought
she captained Dallas and you got rid of him. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, because he had Man City. Man City. Then he's got Liverpool. Oh, sorry, Man City, Liverpool, and Man United or something like that. Them 3 next. So I thought I'll jump on the Nat Phillips train. 5.1 million, get a cheap defender in. It plays every game for Liverpool. Well, that worked out well, didn't it? I've
That's
had
where all I
Dallas
reckon
all
him.
season as well, and he's done me well. I should have just kept him.
Yeah,
But at least I've made up for it with Lingard today, so I should shoot him back up again.
definitely. Yeah, so I think that covers everything, right, Pete? Like I say, just drop us a message to either me, Ben, or James, and we'll give you a leg up. Across to Liam Webb's questions. Opinions on Aubameyang's apparent flu? Is it actually true? Is it another Ozil story all over again? What do we reckon, chaps? What would you reckon, Ben?
To tell you the truth, I don't have a clue. I don't know what's happened. I've seen rumours about another Ozil story again, but I don't know. He come off the bench in Europa League the other night, got an assist.
Don't think it has strong whiffs of that though. I mean, why was he benched again in midweek?
Yeah, it was a big game as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, you were thinking he would nailed to start that game, and then he's on bench. He comes on, so he's not injured because he's come on. Like you say, he's assisted a goal, and then now we find out he's not even in squad against Sheffield United with flu.
And he's been taken off a few times, hasn't he, as well? Usually he just plays the full 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think this obviously it was only a few weeks ago, weren't it? We had the situation with the turning up late. Was it for trainer for the game? Whatever
for
it
the
was.
Tottenham game.
Yes, he got dropped there.
Yeah,
disciplinaries. There's something definitely going on there.
Do you guys are you aware that when he was at Dortmund, he had a terrible disciplinary record there. He was turning up late all the time, and he was being dropped constantly. You do wonder if that was maybe a way of his way of trying to get out of there. Maybe he's trying to do the same at Arsenal.
Yeah.
My mate's a Liverpool fan, and he said that Klopp didn't want to buy him for Liverpool because of them reasons.
Yeah. I mean, he's supposed to be their captain, isn't he? You know.
Yeah.
You as a captain, you have to be exemplary, don't you? I think certainly if you're being paid 250 grand a week or whatever crazy money
You've been paid quite well for it, aren't you?
Yeah, he should be. He should be setting an example for everyone else. I mean, you can't have a captain that's turning up late all the time. That's just not on, is it?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I would not be putting him in my team. If I had him in my team, I'd be getting rid of him.
Yeah.
Because you can't trust what's going on. Because nobody actually knows, because they like to keep, especially when it comes to disciplinaries and stuff, it's usually kept quite hush-hush. And they always try to fob it off with things like flu and things like that. So, yeah, I'd get rid.
Arteta said he should be back for midweek. So you do think, well, that's quite a quick recovery from flu, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's not just having a few sniffles, is it? Flu.
No.
He's got the flu. He'll be back in training on Monday. Yeah. It doesn't add up, does it? Definitely doesn't add up. Anyway, we got Pete again. He's on with another question. And it's one that might hit home with you two, this one.
This is
Can West Ham finish in a Euro spot? So we'll have a quick look. I mean, they're absolutely flying, West Ham. They've had a great run. Moisey has gone in there and he's done all right, to be fair. I think I was slagging off when he went back there. I think, what are they doing? It's a backwards move. But to be fair to him, he's gone up there, sat in fourth, a point behind Leicester now after today's result. It was massive, that. They were a big game for Leicester, probably more so for Leicester. I think that they're probably cemented nearly a spot for Leicester in top four, but now it's dragged everybody back into play. And I think it was a good result for Liverpool and Chelsea because it's brought Leicester back into the pack, or held Leicester back there. Can Lingard? I mean, Antonio, he's got an hamstring injury every other week, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Cornflake legs.
He's frustrated me. Going back to Sky, I put him in Sky. yeah, he's.
Should have put Lingard in.
Well, I know. I cried myself to sleep the other night with that one, but yeah. So can they qualify? Why not? Why couldn't they qualify for Europe? They've got two huge sides. Or I mean, Chelsea. The Chelsea train is chugging. They don't. They seem to be doing really well. Liverpool found a bit of form as we've gone over it last few weeks. Obviously, the Real Madrid result apart, and Chelsea are only a point behind. Liverpool 3 points behind. 7 games to go. It's going to be close, but if they can keep that level of consistency, I think they could have it. What
Big
do you
game
guys
against
reckon?
Chelsea next week, then, isn't it? 24th.
It is a big one. Newcastle first, then Chelsea, which is a huge game. Burnley away, then Everton, Brighton, West Brom, Southampton. They've got some cushy fixtures.
Mm.
I mean, if they can get a result from the Chelsea game, it's theirs to lose then,
Do you want
isn't it?
my prediction?
Go on.
Man City, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, top 4.
Really?
Yeah. Then Leicester, then West Ham, and then Tottenham. They're the top 7, I think.
Right.
Bold call
Well,
there.
big ask for Chelsea to get above United.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's not impossible.
No, it's not. It's not. I think, yeah, City, United. Chelsea are going to take one of them European spots. I think he's gotten too well oiled for him not to get up there, even with the good fixtures that Leicester and West Ham have got. And I'd like to see, obviously, Leicester or West Ham get into that 4th spot, but I just think Liverpool will get it. I think you're right. I think you probably end up with a City, United, Chelsea, Liverpool top 4.
I think.
What do you think, James?
Well, I think obviously City are going to win it. Man United, I think, are fairly safe in second, and it's just those 2 other spots, isn't it? It's going to be tight. I mean, I do look at Leicester's last 3 games of Man United away, Chelsea away, Tottenham at home. Sorry, Ben, but I really hope that Liverpool are waiting in the wings there, because our run-in is a lot kinder than that.
Yeah.
Leicester have got some lovely fixtures in the next month, but then they've got those 3 really tough fixtures at the end of the season.
You've
And
got
Yeah.
it's going to
United,
be
haven't
close.
you?
I mean, they're playing Chelsea. That's a 6-pointer, isn't it? As is West Ham's game against Chelsea. It's going to be. I think it's going to come down to how they get on in those types of games, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. They've got the run in to cement European football. Whether they snap that up or not, yeah, it's just going to depend on a bit of just keeping their nerve.
Do you remember when David Moyes got Everton into 4th?
Yeah.
He got them in 4th, didn't he? Because
Is that when they failed in the qualifiers?
no. So what happened? Well, I think Liverpool won the Champions League that year, and they said, well, we can't have they had to invent a new rule that year.
Yeah.
Because we won it and we finished outside the top 4. They invented this rule whereby the winners, or no matter where you finish in the league, you get relegated if you like, will always contest the trophy.
Yeah.
And I think either Everton got dropped into the qualifiers, or did they get put into the UEFA Cup? I can't remember, but it was something like that.
They
It
got
really
dropped into the
shafted.
qualifier.
I did, yeah. Even as a Liverpool fan, I did feel I thought that was a little bit harsh on them. But
It
he
was
has
horrible.
got 4th spot before.
They lost to Villarreal, didn't they?
Yeah, they were horrible. It was funny, but horrible at the same time. It did make me chuckle. But that's 38 games of someone's season, and they get that spot, the 4th spot, which usually cements Champions League football, and then they have it taken away by the near rivals winning the Champions League.
I know.
It's like someone wrote the book, innit?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's crazy, especially it being Liverpool.
But yeah, harsh, but one of them, innit? One of them. Right. I think we'll jump off that. We'll have a run through the mini league top 10. Just have a quick gander because I know I crept up last week, and I think I'm creeping ever closer to this top 10. No, I'm back in 15th. 78 points off top 10. Right. Anyway, there goes my dream. Right. Let's have a run down this top 10 of the Dream Team Tonic League. In 10th, we've got Martin Townsend, Marte. In 9th, Wiggy's Wanderers, Sam Winall. In 8th, Dream Team Professor, Scott Harris. In 7th, Dodgy Sisters Athletic, James Fricker.
Yes, I've got that 7th place. Do you know what? Even yesterday, I crept into 6th place. I overtook Hodor FC. Dream Team Prof is in my wake. But unfortunately, after today's results, I'm back in 7th. But that's still a spot place rise. And if you look at the total points, it's really close in and around that. So it's gonna be a big battle, I think. Anyway, sorry to interrupt your
you're right.
down, Tony. Carry on.
In 6th, the guy you're chasing, Peter Brown, Hodor FC. In 5th, the Villains, Wayne Herbert. In 4th, Trent Enders, Mick Byram. In 3rd, our own Ben's DT Tonic 11, Ben Lee.
Come on!
There he is. You're 77 points off the lead. So, in 2nd, the Smoking Guns, Lee Hallett. Sorry, mate.
I was just going to say, did you notice last week we were 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the weekly points?
We was.
Yeah.
That was the Chelsea train, weren't it?
Yeah.
It got back on track. I mean, if they hadn't got tubbed the week before, the other weekend, 5-2, it'd have been a monster week.
Yeah.
Absolute monster. But if my auntie had balls, she'd have been my uncle and all that. Anyway, in 1st, Fergie time, Andrew Ferguson. Well, I've been saying that all the way through, haven't I? I don't think I've ever called it one week without Fergie being at top. So his lead is down to 36 points. That's getting close. Getting close. Lee Hallett is very much closing on that.
It's what Fergie calls squeaky bum time coming up soon, I think.
It is. I don't know if you're worried about the big check for main league or losing this trophy. I'm not too sure.
Hey, if he wins the trophy, he can send us some Fantasy Football Hub Cup mugs back, can't he?
Yeah, why not?
Trophy.
Yeah, why not? Or would we make him pay for his own postage?
Well, if he's got to share the love if he gets the big prize.
Brilliant. Yeah, he's doing well. The differential league, which is getting closer and closer by the week, is going to be updated on Twitter on Thursday, Friday, and
come on, Lacazette.
Have you got Lacazette?
Yeah.
Oh, bugger!
I missed
What's
that.
the
one.
score now?
I'm just going to check.
We're not going to go over it.
This is not very professional, is it? But
no,
you know,
we're not going over that.
Ooh.
There's still another game to go. I'm not getting
God,
worried.
it's got two goals.
Get in.
Oh, don't say it, James.
Get in.
Martinelli got the other one.
Starman. Gotta be.
Oh dear.
18-pointer Rooney.
We'll tidy that up. We'll tidy that up after Greenwood's hat trick in midweek. And yeah, just to give the website another plug, get across there, get the blogs read. Some great writing, great work goes on by Ben and James at Dream Team, Reem and Louis, who do their FPL blogs, Reese and Lee with the Sky Fantasy Football blogs, and Mike with his Fan Team blog. Brilliant work. Get over there, give it a read. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on the website and get involved with the community team for next year. Get a few newsletters sent out about all the details, how that'll work going forward. yeah, thanks very much for listening. It's appreciated. Get it shared, get it liked, drop a comment below. It helps us. Yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks very much, Ben. Cheers, James.
Cheers,
Cheers,
everyone.
Tony.